Alright, welcome back folks. In this video we will go over how to create a flying enemy and how to make that flying enemy follow you. So first let's create a flying enemy. Let's add a new object. Let's do sprite. We'll just call it flying enemy. And create Pisco. We'll create just something very simple and ugly just to show what you can do. Okay, and then do this, click save. Then we're gonna do, so I'm gonna call this is fine as this. One thing, let's edit with Pisco, let's rotate it. Let's rotate it to the right. Very important for the behaviors we're gonna use. Okay, let's add behaviors. First one will be pathfinding, uncheck rotate object. Everything else is fine to be left by default. Let's add another behavior, we call it movement, so just type movement, and let's do timed back and forth. And this timed back and forth, it just defaults are fine. Click apply. Let's drag it out like that. So with our behaviors, our enemy will go in back and forth 200 pixels and will cover the distance within 2 seconds. Now let's go back to our events. We'll create a new event group. We will call it flying enemy. Drag it to the right. We'll add a condition. We will say that when there is a distance between our flying enemy and the main character, and the distance is 300 pixels, we want to do a couple things. First, we want to deactivate a behavior. So right now our flying enemy is going back and forth, and when it sees our main character within 300 pixels, we want to stop that movement. So we're gonna stop this, click OK. So when we reach the 300 pixels, we will stop moving back and forth. Let's add an action behavior, add a behavior. So what we want to do instead, we want to add a pathfinding behavior. Click OK. Now let's copy this and paste, and we say that when we leave the distance, we want to do the opposite. So when our character leaves the 300 pixels range, we want the reactivation of the time back and forth movement and deactivation of the pathfinding. So now when our enemy is within 300 pixels of our main character, what we want to do is we want our flying enemy to follow or to move to a position. We want it to move to a position of main character center X, and we'll do the same thing for center Y, and we will click OK, and let's preview. So as you can see here, our enemy is moving back and forth because we were pretty far away. Now we gonna get pretty close to it and will start following us. But as we leave, we left the 300 pixels distance. Our enemy resumed its patrolling. Now if we redo this, let's do this again, and you can play with the speeds if you want to. As you can see here, it took us a minute, but again we left the range, our enemy is resuming patrolling. So, and this is the basics of it. There's a lot more you can do with this stuff. Okay. We can also add that where our enemy is in collision with the main character, we want to subtract the value of our health. So let's do that. Control C, paste, and let's drag it down. Actually, we can leave it here. So our flying enemy is in collision with main character. We want to subtract the health bar. Let's go back. Let's click preview. It's patrolling. It's in collision. As you can see here, it's subtracting our health bar, but only once. Otherwise, you'll die really fast. So collision, lost health, collision. Come on. There you go. We lost health again. So on and so forth. Alrighty. Well, that is all for this video, folks. I will see you in the next one.